Following our discussion on exit codes, let's see how we can make them useful when implementing tests in our CI. As I mentioned in the introduction, testing is one of the main uses for CI systems. We'll want to make sure that our code is consistently tested to make sure that we don't break anything, any functionality, or introduce bugs that produce wrong results. Now, when you're developing your test, it's going to differ depending on the language that you're using. Today, we'll be looking at a simple example of a Python script, but it will work very similarly in other languages. When we have some Python script, let's call it Python assert. When we have some testing script, we'll want to make sure that certain values match with expected values. In this case, we have a very simple example where we set x to hello, and we assert that x is equal to hello, which of course will be true. But then we assert that x is equal to goodbye, which of course is false, so it will fail. And as you'll see, when we run this Python script, we'll get an error, and if we print the exit code, we'll see that it was 1. So what this will do is that since it's a non-zero exit code, it will tell our CI that there was some error in the script, and it will stop the process and tell us there was some error. So what we'll want to do is to have tests in our CI where we perform these assertions to make sure that the output of our scripts or our code is consistent and that it makes sense. And if it happens to be inconsistent, it will give us a non-zero exit code, and our CI system will let us know that the changes we made to the code were wrong in some way. As for how you implement the testing system, again, will depend on the language that you're using for your code. But for Python, one very convenient one is using PyTest. The way that it works is that it goes through some files and it finds functions that have the test that have test as a substring in the name. So if we modify the code here to what we have over here, and then we run PyTest with that file, what it will do is that it will go through all the functions and run the ones that have test in their name, and it will let us know in a sort of like nicer way where exactly the problem was. So here it's telling us that hello is not equal to this, so that there was an assertion error. I can run it in verbose mode to see more exactly what happened in more detail. So we can see that this first function succeeded, and then this other function failed. And in this way, when there is some error that our CI encounters, we can more easily look at the logs and look exactly at which of the tests are failing and figure out exactly where the error was in the code that we changed. So that's it for assertions, and I will see you in the next lesson.